Good evening, welcome to Made by Janot. It's Anna here, and it's Wednesday. That means that it is time to use it or lose it. As you can hear, I am under the weather. Well, I hope you can't hear it, but I don't know. I have tonsillitis and an ear infection, but I'm on the mend. I've got antibiotics and I'm already feeling a bit better. So, just gotta get a sip of water. Today I am going to make an easy make. I'm going to use up scraps and things that I've just been piling up in my trays here. And I'm gonna make snippet strips or page edge decorations for my two big journals. That's going on. I'm working on right now. I am working on the big book of everything, and I am working on another big book that is called Daisy. Two very different books, and I was thinking I was going to use, these are strips, Tim Holtz papers. You know, in the big paper pads you get, in the end you get the strips like this. And I always thought, oh, what am I gonna do with these? I have no idea. But I think I'm gonna use them as bases for my snippet thingies, because I think they are just about the right height. And I'm gonna work on them both at the same time. And to do that, I have my little tin here with different things. I have stamped things on fabric. I have cut out things from books. I have little different snippets. I have offcuts. I also have some, these are like collectors thingies, or it's not stamps, but it's stamps. It's not postal stamps. They are for supporting different causes, and I thought I could use some of those maybe. And I have Tim Holtz Small Talk, and I have Tim Holtz sticker book. I'm using my stuff today. I also have these two collage tiles. I use them sometimes for different things, but I realized I don't use them enough, so I thought here is an excellent, because they are already collaged. I can use pieces of them or whole tiles. So, and I have the numbers, the Tim Holtz numbers, and I thought I would find a some kind of tray to keep them in, so that you don't have to listen to me while I rattle about in that one. Where did I put it? Let me see if I can get it. Here's also some offcut strips that I can use pieces of. I'm gonna see if I can get some other offcuts. And of course I have labels as well. You know, I love using labels. Yeah, so I'm gonna just pour the stamp in this tray. The snippets, I mean, in this tray thingy. There we go. I have labels, as I said, and I have Tim Holtz People. I want to use the small ones. I'm getting out of space here. Excuse me. Whew. As I said, I'm not in perfect health yet, but I'm coming there slowly. And of course we have the Tim Holtz snippets in different sizes. So I thought we would start with this and see where we are going. Yeah, as I said, two different strips. One is for the big book of everything and one is for the Daisy one. doesn't matter which one I use where. But I am going to start by just pouring these out, I think, because they will be good bases. And I know I want to use some of these, maybe photos, and I can use, for instance, like the butterfly and stuff. Oh, here's a nice pink one. Yeah. So I have those, and then I have, these are Halloween. I don't know if I want to use those. I will keep them there just in case. So I have something to start with here, and let's just keep on adding stuff. And they don't have to be straight, they can be crooked. And they might, I say now that they will be page edge decorations, but they might just as well end up as belly bands. I don't know. I'm just collecting things as I look at them and place them out. So let me ask you, how are you all guys doing? I didn't ask you that last time, sorry. As I said, I have been not feeling so good, and I'm still really tired, really tired. Du théâtre et de la musique, den kan vara intressant. That could be interesting. I just said it in Swedish. Forgot that I was filming. I hope I am somewhat in frame over here. Just looking at my stuff, and I thought I could tell you a little bit about our vacation, because we were on vacation when I got sick. And yeah, so we went to Öland. It's a big island in Sweden, in the North Sea, and it's a really nice place, very specific environment. The nature is lovely, and usually it's quite warm. It wasn't very warm this time, unfortunately. It was okay over midsummer. We were there for 8 days. We were supposed to be like 10. I'm drawn to that one. Yeah, we didn't make it that long. We celebrated midsummer with our friends, and I also had a colleague with me. She had a first time camping. She had bought a tent, and yeah, I was so happy that she decided to join us. I really liked having her with me, and I hope she will join us more times, because it was fun having a friend to go on walks with. And this campsite that we visited is at the north part of Öland, and it has one of the biggest, longest, sandiest, loveliest beaches. And almost every day I took long walks there with my kids or by myself, looking for seashells and stones and just enjoying feeling the sea on my feet. I have put up some images on my Instagram channel, on my Instagram account, if you want to see how we were. And we had lots of nice food. The last day we went and bought seafood, fresh seafood, and it was smoked salmon, and it was shrimps and different things. It was lovely. And then I got sick when I started getting my fever when we sat and ate that. But we had lots of nice things before that. a lot of barbecuing. Really enjoyed that. And we the kids had a great time. They ran a oh, what's it called? Not a marathon, of course. A beach run. They did a beach run. None of my kids run. Well, of course they do on gymnastics and so in school, but they ride their bikes, you know. And they decided to compete in a beach run, which goes in the sand and down in the water and up on the hills, and yeah. And they didn't win, but they had so much fun, and I think I was so happy for them. They had a great time. And yeah, so they did that one day, and then it was something that was called training week when we were there. So we had special ribbons on our hands, wrists, and if you had that wristband, you could join all the different activities for free. And it was everything from dancing to I did yoga. Just think doing yoga outside with hundreds of other people in the sun at 8 a.m. It was magical. I can tell you, it was magical. We got a really good spot as well. So yeah, we had a lot of ice cream and some Swedish fika, of course. That one should be with her. And this one is for Daisy. And Daisy has a meaning. When I go through that journal with you, you're gonna know why I give Daisy these things, because she is she's special. Oh, there's one of those little snippets. Maybe we can put one there. Yeah, so I have gathered up some stuff. Let's try and get it. I immediately feel that this one is too big. I think maybe. Oh, maybe we can have some little people. Some little people. That one's lovely. Oh, he got squeezed. And squeezed his head. Oh dear. And as you saw yesterday, if you watched my my little film, you saw that I went thrifting as well on my holiday, and it was fun, so much fun. Got a lot of stuff. Really happy about that, of course. And yeah, that one could be there. So, should we start placing things, you think? I'm sorry for the noise. Mushroom. Yeah. And we had one dog with us. Salmo was with us, and Hannah was with my husband's brother. They have a dog as well. They have a Labrador, and she wanted to, or she's a bit older and she gets dressed up sometimes, so she was better off with them, and she had a nice time. So let's get those out of the way. Yeah, so I think I want, and I don't mind this peeking through. lots of tickets here. Good for 30 cents. That can go there. Train check. Maybe we can have a little mushroom down here on the side. She could sit on it. Maybe she can sit on it. Oh, will it cover up the entire mushroom? Yes, it will. Okay, no sitting on the mushroom, young lady. You can sit on this one. Yay. That's better. There you go. Could have that one behind her. And maybe we can peek this one up here. Oh, it's not easy working here. That side. 30 cents. I kind of like the start of that. So I am going to see if I want to add something else. Maybe one of these can go. They're quite nice. Just take off some of the extra paper behind here. Yeah, what else do we do? We were outside in the fresh air a lot. Maybe I should do that there instead. And put the envelope down here. There we go. Like that. Do I want something stamped? Maybe a file. And I'm gonna sew these. I didn't say that. I'm gonna sew these. What do I have here? I'm just seeing what I can add. Oh, this one would be nice to use somewhere. I'm kind of liking this as it is. Maybe I can add a number or two just to give it a little bit of, you know, I love my numbers. Telephone. Could do it that way. Both these are crooked. Maybe I should have the telephone behind her there to keep them together. Someone, yeah, like that. And then when I have glued everything down, I can add the word snippets and I can add the stamps. But I think I'm happy with that. So I am going to get my distress ink. Gather Twigs is the ink of today. See if I can get a little dauber. And I'm going to start at the top with the little lady. And maybe I should even round her corners, because why not? So I haven't quite gotten my crafting mojo back yet, which isn't strange. I haven't had that high fever in many years. got 39 degrees Celsius like that. It just said boom. And then my throat swelled up and I couldn't swallow. So that was quite scary. I'm looking for my tweezers. And I think I'm going to actually start gluing down. And then add the ink and go on the next piece. So this could also be a belly band if you don't like the idea of a snippet. Oh, I did some boo-boo. The second I put it down, I realized I should just have glued in the center, of course. Ah, silly me. Yeah. So this one will be glued by half and not all the way down, because I am going to put something on top of it. Right? I should have taken an image of this, a photo. Sometimes I do take a photo with my phone and have that to go on when I do my gluing. But yeah, since I am filming with my phone, I'm having a hard time to do that today. Let's put that there. Ah, get in there. You get in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean my mat later, because now I get glue all over the place. Okay, I hope I'm somewhat making it look the same. I want this here, right? Maybe I should do it from that way as well. I'm gonna go from two ways, up and down. Yeah, well, we had a nice vacation, unfortunately, but we are already thinking about maybe we should do it next year again with the same people, because why not? But we are also thinking that since our trailer is camper van is at the garage getting fixed because it was broken, and we still haven't received it back, which is a real bummer. We were thinking that maybe we're a bit tempted to change from a trailer or camper van to a RV. Most people do this, I understand. Excuse me. They have their camper for a few years. And we started camping. We have never been camping. Not me, not my husband. And we just decided to do it in like 2018 when it was so hot. Or maybe it was 2019. It must have been 2019. Never mind. 2019. And then we just, on a whim, got a caravan. Not a caravan, sorry. Trailer. And I think this is a sticker. And it was old. It was like from 1994. Not in very good condition, but we had fun. We had an amazing summer, and we decided we wanted to continue. So we went looking at newer models and decided on, this was the summer of 2020. No, we did this started 2020. I'm confused. No, 2021, right. Just looked at my calendar. So we erased everything I said. 2021 we were at camping, had a marvelous time, decided to continue, bought a brand spanking new one in the autumn just before it closed, so they kept it at the shop until about March, April the year after. And then we got our caravan. Not a caravan. A caravan is like the gypsy stuff, right? I think. But trailer. And then we have been camping with it every year. And this spring it turned out that the heater had broken in the winter and leaked all over the floor. So everything, all the floors, everything had to be changed. So we were a bit bummed about that, since we had booked a vacation for a week now in June. Oh dear. Ah. Not that bad. Not that bad. I can still fix this. Yeah, we have friends that have many friends that have their own trailers, and one of them said, borrow ours, you have to go on your holiday. And we decided to accept that and borrow there. It's a totally different brand. It had a totally different layout inside, and it didn't have our stuff in it. It had their stuff in it. So it was a bit strange, I must say, to go on holiday in someone else's trailer. But it was so nice of them to offer. I really appreciate that. And we had a good time. But we decided we don't want to continue to borrow someone else's. We want to have our own back. And now my husband has started looking at RVs. So we are kind of hooked. So the day after tomorrow, we are going after he finishes work, because he doesn't have holiday, summer holiday from work yet. I do. I have 5 weeks left. 5 weeks. That will be so cool. I just realized this one was supposed to go here somewhere, right? I'm gonna have to put it there. I thought I was gonna put it here. It's gonna go here instead. That would be good. Yeah, we're going looking at RVs on Friday, so that will be fun. And I said to him, I don't want the kids to come. Our kids are lovely, but they can get so much in their hair, each other's hair. Oh, today they fought like cats and dogs before I even got my breakfast. So where was that supposed to go? The filed one. It's flowing a bit. I think I'm gonna have to add some stuff to this. That one goes there. A bit crooked, please. So everything is glued down. Perfect. That one was glued on the wrong side. Yes. While I think and look at my Timmy stickers here, I'm going to put the pin in the glue, which I did now. So I want some word snippet, but I think I want the black ones. Or do I? I think I'm going to put some ink here because I forgot. There we go. I have seen one I like. And I lost it. Haha. Where can I find it again? And I can swear that it was black. Do I have to find another one now? There it is. I have chosen Choose to See the Good Stuff. And I think I'm going to cut it into 2 and put it on top of the 5. There and ink there, and of course more glue. Choose to see the good stuff. So we'll have small splashes of color on this one, and this one will go into the big book of everything, I think. So cool. I'm not much of a collage person, or I wasn't, but I'm becoming more and more confident in collaging. So I kind of like that, and as I said, I'm gonna sew down here. She has used a bit of glue. Oh, nothing to be done about that now. Yeah, so that's one. Or maybe I should see if I want to add one of these as well, because I know there are some quite neutral colors. They have a Swedish one. I think it's so funny. A Swedish king in the... Because I thought they were all the American, but hell no. No. We have España as well, you can see. Netherlands, Belgium. What do we want to use? Here's another Swedish one. Yay. What kind of pop of color do we want? We have a tiny bit of red there as well. Maybe I could. And where do I want to put it? Do I have any place? Maybe here? But it's quite bottom heavy. Maybe up here. There. Or here. I don't know. But it's too close to that. No, no stamp on that one. So let's move that to the side and let's see what we can do about the one for the lovely Daisy. And let's see what we want. I have purposefully chosen some yellow stuff because that book is, the cover is yellow and it's gonna be lots of color in it, mostly yellow and pink. So I'm gonna want to, yeah. Anyway, this one is because Daisy comes from Great Britain. She is when she meets the Swedish prince and falls in love. So that will be there. We also have this one. It's like oui, son feriole. It's like a carte de visite, a theater. Maybe they were at a theater together. Émilie Zola and Grand Hotel de Monte Carlo. That is theirs. I can promise that they were there. The young couple. And maybe we could have this little lady somewhere. This one I'm not so sure about this. It's a bit grayish. Move her out. And as I said, I want to have some pinks. Here's some yellows, a leaf. She loved gardening. gardening was one of her great interests, so that's why the flowers, of course. So I'm thinking what I want to use. Oh, this is fun. This is also royalty, Swedish royalty. That can be there. And maybe we can have this handsome gentleman. That's a fun piece. Let's use that at the bottom, I almost said. Let's use it in between these two. There we go. I'm just looking a bit where I want. This one could maybe be used. Here we have something. A small English cottage and some numbers. I want her to go about here over the flag or something like that. This one could kind of scooch them a bit. Scooch on over. Have some lilacs, which of course, if you like flowers, are absolutely gorgeous. Oh, that clashes. This one is not as easy. It's much more easy when they are all in the same color. So I could get rid of the pink and focus on the red instead and have it red and yellow. That's a good thing, I think. Could put that one at the bottom. Uison Fariol. Then we can have the butterfly here somewhere like that. It can fly a bit. But I don't want to lose all the numbers there. And we can have this little label, or maybe we can do like this. Perfect. Now it's coming together a bit more. I thought. Let's move that out of the way. And that one. No, I want to add that up there. Too many heads. Should I have some flowers up here? And this one actually messes with the whole thing. Let's use the label instead. And then the conch. Like that. Like so. Choo choo choo. Maybe, and a number or 3. They met in 1905, so that would be fun to add. Oops, throw that one on the floor. Why not? Styles of 1900. There we go again with the pink. Maybe I should find the red instead. Red instead. Or blue. Or yellow. Here's a yellowish and a reddish. Half teaspoon. I'm aiming to get that one out of there, I think. and loosen it up a bit. Maybe we could have the teaspoon in here. Or kind of like that one. Should go here though. It feels like this is one piece, and then we have one piece in here and one piece here. I have to get them together somehow. Let's... But I think I'm gonna start gluing anyway. Gluing and inking. Yes. Just gonna get a sip of water. I can't have the video going forever. I just can't. So I'm starting down here. Once again, I actually want to find the corners of the little faux carte de visite. So this is an interesting make. I have been, as I said, my mojo hasn't really been back, so I have been sitting quite quietly in my craft room and trying to get back to all you guys. Oh, you have posted so many videos while I was gone, and trying to get inspired. And then all of a sudden I saw the cover of the book I brought with me to Fussy Cut Bergstrom. And I also saw a book that was lying on my desk about Daisy. She was the grandmother of our current king. And I know that in that book was a painting that I absolutely love. A quite yellow painting. And I love that painting so much. And I decided to cut it out and see what would happen if I just added it to the cover of the bird book. And yeah, you have seen the result if you have watched my Instagram. It evolved quite quickly and became one of my favorite ones ever. I am so happy with it. And I have silently been working along, and I have been collecting papers for it. I have been doing a bit of coffee dyeing actually, because it's a big book. I'm trying to open this sticker if you wonder what I'm doing. And as I said, it's a really big book, and I didn't have as many A3 size papers as I needed, so I just had a few avocado dyed, hence the pink. So I decided to do some dyeing. And as I was sitting here thinking about, oh my god, I have to dye my papers and that will take forever. And then I stumbled upon my dear friend Carol, Friendly Quail. Hi Carol. She had, I believe it was last week, she did one. She always does a try something new Tuesday. And last week she did one where she coffee dyed papers on a desk using a brush, and then she added stencils and she blow dried them dry. And yesterday I was sitting there, oh, I need to do that. So I started in the kitchen actually, not so smart. It was really warm. We have a heat wave right now. And I started there. And it went well, but it didn't dry. I blow dried and blow dried and blow dried, and it didn't dry. And did you see what I did there? I added glue to the entire thing, which I shouldn't have. I'm gonna get some off. And then I looked outside and saw the table right out front of my desk, which was in bright sunlight, and I thought, So I moved out there and I skipped the blow dryer. So just put up a big sheet all over the table, and then I use the brush to brush on coffee. I didn't have one of those foam brushes. I really need to get one. And oh, that's lovely. Yes, beautiful. And then I put the stencil on, and I put it on the big sheet, and then I added some extra coffee on top with my brush, and then I just left it in the sun. And while I worked around the table and putting out the sheets and so on, when I was done with one table, I could start picking them up on the other side because it was so warm. It was like 28 degrees and the sun was blazing hot. So far so good. And now I have messed up the rest, so I'm gonna start over. Well, let's do this. Prime diamonds like that, and then we can add that one. Yeah, now I'm on the move. Perfect. Yes, so we it went quite fast. I believe I worked for an hour and a half, and I got like 12 sheets, which was more than I needed. So happy about that. Then I also got some book pages and envelopes, because I'm gonna have lots and lots of envelopes in this journal. So yeah, it's moving along nicely. I am going to show you what I have done. It will be a show and tell, and then I will craft with me later. But I think that I'm gonna have to do a flip through of Fleur as well, because she is done. It's just that I have been waiting for my voice to come back because it's been missing in action. That is actually so pretty. I am in love with this. With the journal, I am in love with this strip, and it might be a belly band. It's not decided that it will be on the page edge. We will see. But Daisy she's more of a delicate flower than Flora was. And I love this. It's a mix of vintage ephemera. It's a mix of stickers. It's a mix of Tim Holtz stuff. Do I want that up there? Should I just do the numbers? It's green. Let me see. I have made quite a mess of for myself here. Let's do it like that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so this one. Where was I? I've been talking and talking and talking today. I hope you have muted me if you didn't want to hear all my chat. I really miss talking to you guys. Yeah, that's what I want to say. I am going to do a flip through of Fleur. And I am going to show you what I have done in Daisy. I put that skew like that. Yeah, let's do it. So, and I am also going to do an installment in the Big Book of Everything this week, I think. So I have things to do. So do you do snippets, snippet rolls, snippet thingies? This isn't a roll, I'm very well aware of that, but I know some people do rolls, rolls. Do snippet strips, collage strips. I was planning on trying to make my own collage strips, you know, the Tim Holtz ones, but I don't know. The ones he makes is great. Why do I have to find stuff to make my own? Sometimes I just want to use what he does because he is good. You have to admit that he is really good at what he does. He knows what we want, and if I can treat myself to a little bit of luxury and buying his stuff once in a while, it's okay. But yeah, and I glued on the wrong side. Oh, sorry, gonna have to do a bit of removal. I'm getting tired. I've been talking too much and it's so hot in here. It's been 30 degrees today, so I haven't been feeling great because of the heat as well. How about that? I think that is great. Now I want to add some stuff. Let's see if we can find some fake stamps and maybe a snippet roll. Let's move that back into the right place so we don't misplace it. Yellow or red? Oh, that's bright yellow. But it's also quite busy, so I don't know if I want to add a stamp or not. I don't think I do. No stamps, but a snippet. This is really Daisy. Be you bravely. She was an amazing woman. She brought the whole Swedish people so much. She modernized the royal family a lot, and unfortunately she died way too young. But I can only imagine what she could have accomplished if she would have lived her entire life, or a normal full-length life, you know. She was only a bit over 40 when she passed. So yeah, how about that? So I'm gonna just move things to the side. Oh, I could add some. No, I shouldn't. It's stop adding things. I'm gonna sew, I think. But if I sew or not, you will have to wait and see on Instagram later, because this will have to be it for today, because I have went on far too long. These are my two makes of today. The snippet piece. Oh, I wanted to add the butterfly. That's what I want to do. Forgot that. The butterfly. It's so cute. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this very chatty video. I'm gonna have to put a warning on it on YouTube. Very chatty, because I know not everybody likes it. Anyway, this is my two makes for today. Here is the Daisy one, and here is one for the Big Book of Everything. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below what you think. Should I just craft and not talk? Maybe. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back really soon with another video. Thank you all so much for being here and watching this. Bye for now.